We're making more soap tonight, so we put in, for this soap, it's olive oil, coconut oil, jojoba oil, castor oil, grapeseed oil, and cocoa butter. And then this little bit that's down here is actually, I don't know how well you can see it, but it's clay. It's a facial clay. At the end of this, we're going to put in some aloe vera along with our essential oils, so it'll be super moisturizing. I just measured my oils. All I have to do now is measure my lye. And then I'm going to mix the lye and the water together, and we'll meet back here. I measured my lye and I poured the lye into the water outside. Let it fume for a while. Put the thermometer in there, getting ready to read its temperature. And just a word of safety, when you're working with lye, aside from gloves and goggles or some sort of safety glasses type thing, vinegar. White vinegar is probably better, maybe, I don't know. Apple cider vinegar though. Vinegar sort of, when you're working with lye, if you spill the lye somewhere, instead of waiting for somebody to touch it or accidentally get it wet, like when you're rinsing or washing your space down, vinegar counteracts the lye. So if you accidentally get some on yourself, vinegar, not water, vinegar. If you saw the other video, we got to a point when it was starting to mix with the lye and it started to look sort of like apple cider and was murky. This is murky because we put the clay in it this time around. You can see the oils are not are not melted yet. They're getting there, but they're not there yet. I poured the lye water in a few minutes ago and I've been stirring it, and I hit it once with the blender and the blender kicked up an awful lot of bubbles, so I'm just going to stir it down until the bubbles disappear. All those little air bubbles. Because I don't want to misidentify something as trace when it's not actually tracing. You can actually whip it and make it seem thicker than it actually is, which is disconcerting. So back and forth, stick blender, spatula, stick blender, spatula. So this looks like it's going to take a little bit longer to trace than any of the other soaps that I've made. Then again, the other soaps that I've made have pretty much all been variants of the same. This is a lot of different ingredients that I've never used before in it, which is exciting. And, oh, also, I got a new mold today. Ta-da! PVC pipe, nice mold. So it'll cut into these little discs, and all in all, I got materials to make 2 molds. You need the test caps too for top and bottom, and the bottom I put saran wrap down before I put the tester cap on the bottom, and 2 molds for under $5, which is really nice. So we're going to try it out and see how it works. It's a trace, a really thin trace. Like I said before, or maybe I didn't say it, but this soap is taking a whole lot longer to get to trace than any of the soaps I've done before because of the new ingredients that I'm using. I haven't used jojoba oil before or cocoa butter. Here's trace. You can see the markings that it's making on the top of the soap. You've gotten there. I just put in the aloe vera. I put in a tablespoon for a 2-pound batch. It looked like a bit much actually. So next time I think I might put in a little bit less, but I mean, we can see what happens once the soap gets hard. This is going to be just like the other cold process soap that I showed you. It's going to have to sit for 24 to 48 hours before I even think about trying to take it out of my mold. And then we'll cut it, and I'll cut it into pieces, put it in a place where it's not going to have dust fall on it or anything like that. and where it won't get messed with too much for 2 weeks. Then I'll flip it. Then it'll be another 2 weeks, and then it should be ready to use. But I'm about to put in my essential oil. This time we're using Texas Cedarwood. And because this is a 2-pound batch, it's a 1/2 ounce per pound. See, this is 0.5. You really can't focus on this thing. This is 0.5 ounces, so 1/2 of an ounce. So 2 bottles of that particular sized bottle of essential oil. And we'll see also whether or not the smell takes. I tried to cool the soap down as much as I could without getting it all hard. If it cools down too quickly, it'll seize on me, and that's when it gets hard to get into any sort of mold. But this particular brand and type, the Oracacia, I couldn't find a flash point online for it, and they didn't have it available at the store, so I'm guessing. And the soap is at about 115 degrees right now, which should be good for most essential oils. Not all. I've seen some that have as low as 90-degree flash points, but not too many. It's usually the really sensitive stuff, like the jasmine. By sensitive, I mean really, really delicate smells. And this is not a delicate smell. This is really strong, actually. Not overpowering strong, but in comparison to some of the others that I've used, this is really strong. Lavender is actually really mellow. I like making the lavender soap. And lemongrass is also stronger smelling than the lavender. This is less smelling than the lemongrass. And the lemongrass made the whole kitchen smell like really super lemony for like 3 days. So this is pretty good. I am happy. There it is in the mold. Poured it in very carefully. I also have funnels. I didn't have to use them today because I made sure that the soap was like a really thick pancake batter before I poured it. And then I pounded it a whole bunch of times on the countertop. And all these little air bubbles kind of came up and raised to the surface. So I hope I got most of the air bubbles out. So 24 to 48 hours, and we'll be able to check on it again. Till then, put the test cap on, throw a blanket over it, and I will film soap cutting day again.
Even though we made some more soap today, I wanted to show you this. It's the hot process soap that I made a little while ago, and hot process is a little bit like immediate gratification. The recipe is the stuff that I showed you how to make last time in the cold process videos, only I did it in hot process. So it cooks the soap until all of the lye and the oil have kind of come together. But I wanted to show you the bubbles that this thing makes. Bubbles! Oh my gosh, bubbles. Alright, soap, water, bubbles! Bubble, bubble, bubbles! Nice, big, lathery soap bubbles. So if you like these videos, please subscribe, rate the video, and leave in the comments below if you want to see something in particular that I haven't been showing on the videos, and I'll find either someone to hold the camera or a tripod of some sort so that you guys can see the lye process or something like that. Just let me know what it is you want to see, and I'll try to make sure that I can show it in the videos to come.